And our 100 Women series hears from Rita Moreno, the multi-award-winning performer, about how racial stereotyping affected her career. Well, now it's time to turn to our 100 Women series and meet Rita Moreno. She's an actress from Puerto Rico who's not just won an Oscar, but also an Emmy, a Grammy and a Tony Award, making her a member of a very exclusive group. Perhaps her best-known role was Anita in the 1961 film West Side Story. But now, at the age of 90, she's speaking out about racial stereotyping and representation in films and on TV. Our correspondent, Nomia Iqbal, went to meet her.
When I could understand what movies were, I wanted to be a movie star. That was the word. Not an actress so much, but a movie star, which I still hear among very young people. Yeah. And I say to them, let me tell you a few things.
You went to Hollywood during the golden age of cinema, though, didn't you?
That's right, and you were bigger than life. What could be bad about that? And when I got my contract at MGM Studios, which, by the way, was the studio of my dreams, because that was the studio that made all the great musicals. So when I met Mr. Louis B. Mayer, can you imagine what that meant to this 15, 16-year-old girl?
What did it?
The man who produced all of those great MGM musicals, and they wanted me to sign a contract with them. It was just unbelievable, unbelievable. They didn't know what to do with me because my name was Rosita Dolores Alverio. They changed it to Rita Moreno.
What was that like? Because these people have your career in their hands and you're pushing back.
I felt I was in their hands. I was a prisoner in their hands, and it really worried me because I was one of those kids who was just afraid to say no to anything.
I imagine you've lost count of the number of sort of racist encounters that you had in the industry. Just not also in terms of the way you were stereotyped as well, right? Being Puerto Rican. Tell me a little bit about what that was like.
Well, I was always an island girl. And at first it seemed just fine. And then it began to occur to me that that would limit me quite a bit, because normally those kind of people have accents, and almost always the makeup was dark. And I mean, that went all the way up to West Side Story.
You know, any actress that plays Anita, though, is always compared to you. How do you feel about that?
I don't know that, so I can't tell you how
I guess
I suppose it's inevitable because I won some wonderful awards. I won the Oscar, of course.
You're the EGOT.
And then that made me an EGOT.
You are called the pioneer in the Latina community, but
La Pionera.
La Pionera. And I'm trying to think of all the people that have come after you who are as famous and notable as you, and it's not a lot. Not a lot.
It's better, but we are seriously underrepresented in the Hispanic community, which is shocking to me. I'm very upset about it.
There should be so many more of you.
Oh, there should be so many more of me, and then some. It's still difficult, and it breaks my heart. I not only feel it, I see it in how I'm employed, in what kind of films, the quality of the films that are offered to me. I'm still in that bind.
Is there any
and
role
it's
that
not in any way that I mind playing a Hispanic. It's the kind of Hispanic. I would have gotten farther, which is my deepest regret, had it not been for the fact that I'm Hispanic. I would have had a different career. I know it.
Well, much more from the 100 Women series, more interviews like that we saw with Rita Moreno. You can find all of the films from the series. Just take your pick, log on to bbc.com/news. You can also go onto the app itself.